Coach, one of the strengths of last year's team was the back end of the bullpen. Can you talk about that three-headed monster at the back end of Watts, Thomas, and Devine?
Well, Brad, it's definitely a great option to have when you have those three guys on the bottom of the page for the back last 9 outs you need to get in the ball game. You know, it gives us one of the strongest bullpens that I've ever had and VMI's had in a long time. You know, we have a lot of flexibility in how we use those guys. You know, we've kind of gone away from, hey, how this is the guy that's going to get the last out, to, hey, we can match it up any which way we want with those three guys to get the last 3 outs.
In addition to those three, you've got a guy in Jon Garrett who's filled just about every role in his first 2 years on post. What do you expect out of Jon this year?
Well, Jon brings a lot to the table. He can start, he can do middle relief, he can come in and face one hitter in the game. I think he's going to be kind of in that similar role that he was in last year, is where he may have some spot starts and then also may have some spot situations in the game. We bring him in if we have to go to him early, in as I call a wedge guy, early in the game. He's going to be do outstanding for us in that role.
Coach, I know that in addition to the 4 guys we've talked about, you've got a couple other guys returning in Connor Bach and Andrew Deal, and a couple of others that I know you're expecting to see more innings out of this year.
You know, Connor Bach has done a great job for us in the fall and preseason, and he's going to be expected to be called on to get a lot of innings this year. You know, Andrew Deal has done an unbelievable job as well, and he's tightened up a lot of things he's been doing, changed his delivery a little bit, and obviously we feel like he's a guy that we can roll in a lot of different options this year as well. You know, we have Miles McQuaig back, who's a power arm out of the bullpen for us, and he can be called on to do some different roles as well. Right now we're using him predominantly, him and Andrew, as a short reliever, and Connor more as a long reliever. But Connor's going to get opportunities to start in midweek games this year for us as well.
All right, I know you and I have talked about the freshman pitching off camera. I know you're excited about the depth that you have there. Can you talk about those guys?
Well, you know, we have obviously 2 guys we feel like can be starters, and Reed Garrett and Jonathan Kelly. T.J. Light and Andrew Woods give us an opportunity to do a lot of different things, because they're both really 2 talented right-handed pitchers that are in this freshman class. You know, one guy that we haven't mentioned, and he's kind of a freshman at pitching, but he's a junior academically and eligibility-wise, is Andrew Montague, who he pitched in high school, pitched a little bit, in the preseason for us, and then pitched this summer. And he's a guy that we've kind of said, hey, we're going to put him on the mound when we need him, and he's done an outstanding job for us on the mound. So we have some depth in that area for all those guys.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.